I don't think we got past 200 on prep with Trenbolone.
I think 75, 3 times a week, something like that. It's been a minute.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't a lot anyway.
In the meantime, he was running like 5 grams a test, you know? No.
What?
Vigorous Steve here.
Aaron here.
And we are back. Finally, we got about the Flurona and just recovered.
Almost didn't make it back.
How was your episode with the Flurona?
Pretty
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty crappy. Yeah, day one was rough. Day one was full-blown flu symptoms, body aches, pains, migraines, all of that. That was a rough day. And then after that, it was... It's weird. It's the body aches and the pains wore off pretty quick, but you just feel like you're functioning at about 30-40%. Lots of brain fog, a little bit of a cough, and you're just not with it.
No.
You're just not really with it. It's weird.
And the brain fog is still there, right?
Yeah, still feel off, but...
So we're operating at about, 75% mental capacity right now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is like, 50% of average people, because we're meatheads, after all. So... We're trying to make the most of it this period. We're trying to make content and keep that going. But it is a little bit more difficult than it was before. So what I've heard from several of my clients that had Flurona in the past, it takes about 2 weeks, sometimes up to a month for the brain fog to go away. And I've also heard stories of people that felt they were never the same afterwards. So let's see what happens to both of us. We did our blood work on the day we tested positive. Yeah, it was that morning. I tested positive in the evening, and then you tested positive a day or two later when you went to Padua for your visa.
Oh, good point. Yeah, I didn't think of that. I thought it was the day before. I thought we tested the day before we tested for the Flurona.
No.
Same day. Oh, well.
Same day. So my blood work results was under the influence of Flurona, and yours also pretty much. And still, all of his blood work parameters improved.
Turns out Flurona cures non-alcoholic fatty liver disease.
So if you haven't subscribed to his channel, because he did very detailed videos about liver health, kidney health, heart health, and in those 3 videos, you accomplished already more than any IFB Pro ever has regarding organ imaging and presenting information that is helpful to others. 3 videos is all it took. Now all you need is a Pro card, and you can definitely say that.
And then I'll get some views.
Yeah, then you can get some views. So please subscribe to his channel, Bodybuilding with Aaron. There's 3 very solid videos regarding 4 now.
4 now, yeah.
4, okay. 4 videos regarding his organ imaging and his overall state of health.
And the costs of everything as well. So I did a video on the whole process of all the different places, what everything costs, individual breakdowns of all the prices in case you do want to know that stuff.
Yeah, so if you're interested in medical tourism, he's got a full breakdown on all the costs, where to go, what to do, what to check for, etc., etc. So if you think those prices are affordable or cheaper than you have back home, put some money aside, do all of your screening here, and then you also get a cool holiday out of it, because there's plenty of stuff to do here in Thailand between all of the medical imaging. So head over to your channel for the latest and greatest updates. In this video, I want to discuss kind of what our updates are regarding our blood work and how we're going to proceed. So you guys already know that I'm back on cycle as of last Monday. We made some adjustments to his protocol, but let's review your blood work first.
Yeah. So before that, it was pretty decent. It wasn't too bad, really, was it?
Couple things off.
Yeah, a little bit of the cholesterol, lipids, and things like that were a little bit off. And I think, like I said before, that was mostly due to just a poor state and poor quality of lifestyle for the last couple of months before moving here to Thailand. So I think I was a lot negatively affected by that. And there were a couple of red flags on the blood work, like the D-dimer, which was almost 7,000.
Yeah.
And that was raising a few questions. But
so I thought he came over with Flurona.
Yeah.
But it turned out you had hemorrhoids.
Yep, pretty much just a bloody ass.
No, it's apparently there's no fiber in China.
Yeah, so again, this is down to my just diet just was a mess the last couple of months, and I think my fiber dropped off. I had used up the remaining health supplements and things that I had available. So probably for the last month, I'd run out of a lot of things. So I think magnesium may have been in there as well. I might have run out of that.
Right.
amongst a whole bunch of other stuff, and
pinching a little bit too hard.
Yeah, squeezing a little bit, raging on the toilet, full rage poops. So ended up with hemorrhoids, which is nothing new. I've dealt with it before. It usually comes and goes pretty quick. So the current results, the blood work for the D-dimer.
115 nanograms per milliliter.
So down 6,800 points.
Yeah.
So we can safely say that was hemorrhoids.
Yeah, good. Because if he had Flurona in the past, his D-dimer levels would have stayed elevated for months on end. So we'll have to recheck that at the end of the month now that we both got the disease. Because maybe, like on this previous blood work results, both Aaron and myself, our D-dimer levels are still within range, but we're not exactly sure if they're going to be elevated for longer periods of time now that we got to Flurona as well. So we'll keep our close eye on the D-dimer levels. Now, your cholesterol levels in the before you came here, where were they? Your total cholesterol?
Pretty rough. Let me have a look. 213.
213, and your LDL was?
171.
171. So now his total cholesterol is 140, and his LDL is 106 milligrams per deciliter. 10 milligrams of ezetimibe, 2,000 milligrams citrus bergamot from Grillamide.
Yep.
In the botanical section, link down below. And that's all it took. So your cholesterol levels improved.
Yeah.
Even though you took more steroids since you came here.
Well, I was back on the Tudka as well now.
Oh, yeah, the Tudka also, yeah.
The Tudka's been back in. The NAC is also back in. Citrus bergamot and the ezetimibe. So within that protocol, fixed everything up pretty damn well.
Yeah.
My HDL has also come back up to a more healthy level as well, so that's good.
Still a little bit on the low side, 30 milligrams per deciliter, but then again, you are...
Still a bit low, but...
You are on
now?
30.
30? Oh, still low, yeah. So that didn't really improve, but then right now I am on...
A gram.
Yeah, a gram of gear and dieting pretty hard right now, so I could probably do with getting a few more decent fatty acids in the diet there, but...
You need to get you on a little bit of salmon and sushi refeeds.
Yeah, well, that was the idea this past week, but this past week, Flurona did its part on my appetite. I barely ate. I don't know what my weight is right now, but I'm pretty sure it's...
I have a scale.
Huh?
I have a scale. Do you want to...
Too scared.
I'm going to weigh him after we're done and then put it on the bottom. So I went from 100 kilos. I was very happy to sustain 100 kilos of size after 3 months off steroids and having my... poor experience with fake ACG. 100 kilos I was, even though I gained a little bit of body fat, and then Flurona hit, and it was 95. I dropped 5 kilos, dude. Yeah. In a couple days. Now
you were fasting as well, though,
yeah, right? I was fasting for 3 days.
But do you think that really accelerated? Because you fasted before, obviously.
Yeah.
So comparable, compared to last time,
yeah.
Did the Flurona affect you by what, an extra couple of kilograms?
I think a kilogram or 2 even. I felt like spaghetti, like super flat. And normally you'd still have some energy levels. Of course, when you're fasting and using pharmacology, it's a little bit easier. But this time I didn't even use Grillamide Sigma because I decided to discontinue that. And because I was preparing to go on cycle and the Flurona hit. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to fast. I'm not going to give this disease any opportunity to multiply by giving it nutrients. So that probably is complete bro science, but, we're meatheads after all. So I fasted for 3 days, went from 100 kilos to 95, and then started eating again, and now I'm about 96, 97. So I still dropped 3 kilos of fat, or body weight at least. And, of course, I dropped my calories a little bit since then. But it is, pretty steep decline in weight. So we'll check your weight after this.
Oh, I don't want to check it.
Yeah, 112, I'm sure.
No, if I'm below 115, I'm gonna cry a little bit inside.
You're gonna eat some more oatmeal to get the fiber in.
Back on full bulk diet.
Oh shit!
Burger King bulk diet, because that's not good. I was 118 before, and I definitely have dropped a bit. I can see it in my face. I feel lighter. And it just wrecks your appetite. I just couldn't eat.
No.
I just couldn't eat. I was maybe 1 or 2 light meals a day, and...
I didn't eat at all. I didn't feel like eating. Didn't even use an appetite suppressant or anything. You just sit there being miserable, waiting for it to go away. And
just in and out of sleep, just in and out of mini comas and
catching
just trying
up
to focus on things.
Catching up on my Netflix. I did watch Stranger Things Season 4, Part 1.
Yeah.
And only to find out that there's a part 2 and there's still 2 episodes dropping in June or July.
July
So
8th, I think.
I was pretty pissed.
Yeah, I was pretty because I was getting into it, but I did.
And then it stopped.
I couldn't watch. Did you have any visual problems?
No.
I couldn't focus on the screen unless it was right on the edge of my bed. I'd lie in bed and have the screen as far away as possible, and then I could focus for maybe 30 seconds at a time and then have to look away, squint, and then back on it again over and over again.
So you were a full Spotify podcasting most of the time.
Yeah, well, I just couldn't be. It just zaps you, the brain fog.
Yeah,
like I was thinking, I can use this time and do a bit of extra studying and watch this and read that.
Forget about it. Yeah, I tried to make videos, but half of them that didn't make sense. So
just write it off, write the week off, and just get better.
Forced deload. All right, the liver enzymes, they came down to 41 both. AST 41, ALT 41 units per liter. Where were you previously?
Previously, I was at 63 AST and 46 ALT.
Okay, so that's actually a reduction, even though leading up to this, you were training your butt off.
Yeah.
So as training intensity went up, so you would expect higher liver enzymes, but because you were on the TUDCA and the proper nutritional protocol again, your liver enzymes actually went down.
Yeah, big improvement there.
So now you have some room for anadrol.
All right, calm down. Jeez.
Yeah? You want to be big, right?
No. Well,
didn't you learn anything from that cycle that we reviewed from the ISB Pro?
Straight into a mass blast.
Yeah, straight into a mass blast, yeah.
But, yeah, but overall, with those supplements mentioned and just a bit of a tidy up on diet, that's 4 weeks and pretty much completely cleared up all of my liver markers that were a little bit out. So super happy with that. Just get my HDL up a little bit more and happy days.
Yeah, well, I don't expect your HDL to come up much now that the protocol has changed.
But it's certainly within happy thumbs up numbers here that we're happy to, move into a new protocol and get things moving again.
Overall, it's better than before. All right. Yeah. So his liver enzymes went down, even though training intensity went up. Yeah. Estradiol, where were you before?
120. Oh my God.
120.
Borderline female.
When you watched the Titanic, you were very emotional, I heard.
I was, actually, yeah. That's one thing I did notice. I was getting a little bit emotional at the stupidest happy endings of, even a bullshit happy ending of a episode of something.
So when he came to Thailand and he finally got out of the hotel, he's like, Steven, with the fucking lower lip just vibrating.
Get the feels.
I haven't seen you in 3 years.
Getting the extra feels, yeah.
So I put him on a Remedix right away. I don't have time for that shit. That's too much bromance for one day.
Yeah, it was.
We added in some Aromacin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we put you on the Real Primo. And now did we phase the Aromacin out already?
No. The Aromacin is still in, so I'm at 12.5 milligrams 3 times a week.
Right.
I did the job. And Real Primo.
Yeah, and Real Primo. Okay, so we'll go over the cycle a little bit later.
Yeah.
Estradiol is now 37 picograms per milliliter.
Massive.
So that's a beautiful, nice range. We checked your T4, normal.
Yeah.
But that's after, was it this after adding in the 100 micrograms of T4 already?
Yeah, that was already in. But not for long.
Okay.
So by the time we did the first blood work, it had been in for maybe a week.
I think end of this month, we'll check his hormone panel again, his thyroid panel, do the free T4, free T3, and the TSH, just to see if there needs to be any changes there, because now you're finally on growth hormone.
Yeah.
Took forever to arrive, but now we're finally stocked up. So you're on 2 units?
2 units.
Yeah.
2 units only right now, yeah.
And I think we can bump it up to 4 already.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So might have to increase your T4 intake a little bit, but honestly, we can wait another 3 weeks just to retest his thyroid panel to see if it's sufficient, because maybe he needs a little bit longer to increase his free T3 levels and free T4 levels by taking the supplements.
It has climbed. What was it at before? 50-ish?
Not sure.
80-ish?
Yeah, it went up a little bit. It's 0.9 nanograms per milliliter.
Oh, no, it's about the same. It's still low.
Yeah.
But we'll get that fixed up, like we said.
Yeah, maybe you have Hashimoto's disease.
I don't know what that is.
DHA sulfate, still pretty much the same. You were how much before?
262.
Okay, so you went down a little bit to 258 micrograms per deciliter. So we're putting him on the good old DHA and pregnenolone.
Yeah.
Or where did we start? 25 milligrams?
25 milligrams of DHEA, 10 milligrams of pregnenolone.
Yeah.
Get those pathways working properly.
Yeah. So right now, due to the brain fog, we definitely need some neural steroids. So I added them in as well, but I started a little bit higher because from my personal experience, and I'm a little bit older, I need 50 milligrams of DHEA and 25 milligrams of pregnenolone. And we might bump you up a little bit more now that your cycle has changed. So it might get more downregulation by adding in a couple of progestogenic 19-nors. So I will start with 25 milligrams DHEA and 10 milligrams pregnenolone after those morning, evening, and then check his levels again, or at least DHEA sulfate levels. And then, well, because I'm sure your progesterone levels might detect super, super high.
Maybe.
Progestogenic 19-nor. So let's see.
On
let's
a
see
couple
if
of extra juicy compounds now. So.
Let's see if the Nandrolone and all that stuff detects his progesterone in his next blood work results.
Yeah. Well, that's the benefits of being here, and we can do that blood work every 4 weeks and really keep on top of everything and make adjustments as is necessary until we just hit that nice sweet spot where everything's good and get massive.
Right. That's the plan. All right, SHBG, only 8.2 nanomoles per liter. Is that more or less than the last time?
What is it? 8.2?
Yeah, that's the new one.
That's the new one. Oh, it's less now, yeah. So that's dropped again.
It dropped again?
Yeah.
That's real primo for you. Primo's and people want to run Proviron. I want to run Proviron to lower my SHBG. All you need is a little dash of primo, 2-3 ampules a week, and your SHBG will come down. So what are we going to do?
Oh, I need it in. I need more.
I need more primo.
So not more primo. Not more primo.
Let me
more
check
SHBG.
Let me check my.
So we're gonna do this testosterone and ecdysterone little trial there to get those back up into more favourable ranges, because we don't want to kill those pathways. That SHBG pathway. Use them all. Why cut that out? You're just going to run into all kinds of libido issues and things.
Why only hit the androgen receptor when we can hit a multitude of receptors with low and effective doses?
All of the receptors.
Exactly. So we're putting you on 150 milligrams testosterone and 150 milligrams ecdysterone, 50 milligrams of each, spaced out over 3 servings of the day. Yep. That's the same thing that I'm doing. And then at the end of the month, we'll recheck our SHBG levels to see if it's sustained or came up. Now, for me, I was at like 16 nanomoles per liter, so I don't expect to sustain that, nor do I want to. But anywhere around 20, 25 nanomoles per liter, I would say is a success. And even if it's only 50 nanomoles per liter, that's still better than single digits around 5 nanomoles or 8 nanomoles. And for you, since you're adding in a couple extra compounds, I think if we can sustain Aaron around 10 to 12, maybe 15 nanomoles per liter on this SHBG, then that's also a success.
Yeah, I'd consider that a success. For reference, right now I'm at about
8.
What was it? 8.2. Was it 8.2? 8.2.
Yeah.
I was on 18.8. So, but since then, like I said, we've added in the Primobolan. So, yeah, I would be happy to get that back up into double digits comfortably. Mm-hmm. Somewhere between 12 and 20 would be great. So we'll see how that goes. We'll do the blood work.
That's pretty much his blood work. So it's not a full panel like we did a month ago because, well, you don't need to do a full panel every month.
Yeah, this is just what was out of range. Everything else was way within a nice, healthy range. So those things I'll do again in maybe a month or two, the other stuff.
So everything improved besides your SHBG?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Not bad. Now, you guys probably already seen my blood work results, so we're not going to reiterate those. I am back on cycle. My cycle right now, 156 milligrams testosterone enanthate, 250 milligrams Primobolan, 50 milligrams Nandrolone per week, plus 5 milligrams Oxandrolone per day. So it brings the total to 491 milligrams anabolic androgenic steroids per week. Now, besides that, I have testosterone, ecdysterone, DHEA, pregnenolone, and a boatload of peptides, including growth hormone, insulin. There's a separate video for me on this.
Scroll.
Yeah, it's a huge list. It's disgusting, but it's all at low and effective dosages, guys. So anyway, what was your cycle?
My cycle.
What did we change?
Added in all of the 19-nors.
All of the 19-nors.
So yeah, I'm on 470 milligrams of testosterone enanthate, 375 milligrams of Primobolan. I'm on 50 milligrams of Trenbolone acetate, 100 milligrams of Masteron propionate, 50 milligrams of Deca, and that brings us to 1,045 milligrams total per week. So just over a gram per week. That's spread out over My testosterone and Masteron is spread out over 3 injections throughout the week, and everything else there is going to be daily microdoses.
Yeah. So the reason why we do daily microdoses is because we don't want progestogenic side effects.
Yeah. Oh, and obviously the terkesterone, the exesterone, the 25 milligrams of DHEA, and the pregnenolone as well.
Exactly. 4 units of growth hormone.
4 units of growth hormone now. I have been doing a pre and post workout insulin protocol based on however many carbohydrates I'm using at the time. Right now is a bit of a diet phase, so things will change a little bit.
Are you still on the Lantus?
Still on the Lantus at 10 IUs per day. And I think that's it.
That's it?
Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, L-carnitine, injectable L-carnitine
Right?
pre-workout. Stings, but it works.
Yeah.
Got C-Max in there.
Yeah.
A few extra little neurologically enhanced booster things just to keep me locked in the leveled out without raging at people.
He's new in Thailand. Plus, he's on the Trenbolone sandwich now. So
yeah, I think at this dosage, though, it's a minimal effective dose. I think that should be pretty good. Yeah,
should be okay.
I've done more than that before, and I was okay.
Were you?
As long as we stay away from the Superdrol and the Halo combo, no one's gonna die.
That was a great combo. Yeah?
It worked.
You look like a rock, but your
felt like
mentality is horrible.
Looked like the Rock. Yeah. Felt like Black Adam.
Exactly.
Just wanted to evaporate people.
Exactly. Zap them out of existence. If only we could. Yeah. If only we could. So,
but it worked. Yeah.
50 milligrams modafinil also.
Oh yeah, the modafinil was in there as well.
IV treatment, same as what I'm doing. IV treatment,
just to keep on top of being healthy as possible. But I think actually that's made a big difference. I've noticed the day after, because I already did one IV treatment while having Flurona, and I noticed the day after there was a big improvement there. I was only really left with the one symptom, which was the brain fog and a little bit of the cough, but that's going away.
No, it's very potent. These antioxidants. Yeah. 1,800 milligrams glutathione, 5,000 milligrams vitamin C, and a complex of B vitamins.
Plus the whole list of like the oral health supplements that we take every single day as well, morning and evening. So they're all in there at super dosage, mega dosing, everything.
Right.
But it works. Feel pretty damn good considering we've just got through the Rona dosages.
I think if we switch you to daily microadministration, but also subcutaneous, at least for the Trenbolone, Nandrolone, and Masteron, because it's in the Mygliol oil. So we're going to do a little bit of an experiment to see if this brand that we have access to is actually suitable for long-term use, because I've seen blood work from people that use Mygliol 840 and Ethyl Oleate, and they don't have systemic inflammation, and other guys, it goes way high. So since we're using, half a cc of tren acetate, 0.2 cc's of Deca, and 1 cc of Masteron. So that's almost 2 cc's that he's using. And I haven't started the Mygliol 840 brands yet because I want to see how it goes. And maybe later on I'll add in a little bit of Masteron or even Trenbolone sandwich if he's responding well to it. And so I'm just using the Araches oil. So we're going to test this for a month to see if either of us get systemic inflammation from these brands.
But I should also say as well, the reason why the Tren and the Masteron, especially those two, are in right now is because we're going for a recomp phase. So I know before I mentioned that I'm setting up for the off season. So you're thinking, well, I always preach no Tren in the off season. It's unnecessary if you've got your primo. So for this is purely just for the recomp stage, just so I can get looking really good as fast as possible on a minimal effective dosage. Once I'm looking good and I'm happy where I'm at, and we've set the foundation for low enough body fat levels, looking good, feeling good, performing well, then the trend's gone. Right now it's in there just because I'm going to go very aggressive on my diet. I'm going to go pretty hard on the caloric deficit and take out quite a bit of carbs. So therefore I need something in there to keep performance in and keep me still being able to smash out these 11 plate bloody leg presses without dying inside.
I think you think you'll still die. Yeah.
But so it's there to help, but it's just for a short time. And then it's out, then it's gone, then it's back to a good, what makes sense off-season cycle.
Plus, it's a good experiment to see how much 50 milligrams Trenbolone acetate is actually going to do.
Yeah.
And I think, you get some anti-catabolic effects, you get some IGF-1 sensitivity increasing effects, and of course the nutrient partitioning is there, and not too high of a dose that he goes hypoglycemic because he's also using insulin in a caloric deficit. So We're just trying to optimize. That's why the Nandrolone is there, just to help with a little bit of joint protection. Before you say anything, you shouldn't combine Nandrolone with Trenbolone. It's 100 milligrams progestogenic 19-hour activity per week.
Tiny.
It's a tiny dose. So
this is an experiment at tiny doses.
Right.
So don't go, oh my God, they can't do this and that at the same time.
Yeah, you'll be surprised.
Sure. We'll see if it works or not.
Yeah, I'm sure it will work, So we'll check his prolactin levels just in case to see if those go up.
Yeah.
Because yours are sometimes a little bit elevated.
Sometimes a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never like crazy out of range, but something to keep an eye on.
So that's something to keep track of, and the DHEA and pregnenolone is there to help backfill the neurosteroids, because again, Nandrolone and Trenbolone are pretty suppressive, and you see that your neurosteroid concentrations go quite low using these compounds. That's why I added the DHEA and pregnenolone in as well, because besides downregulating the HPTA through the androgen receptor and the estrogen receptor, because testosterone converts into estradiol, you also stimulate the progesterone receptor, because Nandrolone and Trenbolone are progestogenic compounds. So you get additional downregulation. Now, not that that matters for the pituitary and hypothalamus because it's already downregulated, but because the adrenal glands also have progesterone receptors, you see that the production of DHEA and pregnenolone is severely diminished when you take these progestogenic 19-hour. So we have to backfill those neurosteroids just to keep him, cognitive and, good memory formation, good overall sense of well-being. Because again, Trenbolone at any dose, still a little bit, irritability.
We'll see, yeah. I mean, I do tend to think that I'm pretty good on it, even with the prep dosages that we had used in the previous prep, which was more than what we're using now, but still not crazy amounts, still fairly low dose. I think it was
225 to 350. That's
no, not even that high. I think we got to. No, I don't think we got past 200 on prep with Trenbolone.
I think 75, 3 times a week, something like that. It's been a minute.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't a lot anyway.
In the meantime, it's running like 5 grams a test, No.
What?
That's what people want you to say.
That's what people,
yeah.
But no.
Now you are in 2 grams of gear, 2,200
during the prep, with everything, yeah. So again, still compared to what a lot of the cycles we see, it's pretty damn low, and that's prep. That's where it's going to be at its absolute highest. So, like we said before, what's going on right now is going to be just over a gram.
Right.
And we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, we added in the Masteron because we don't want to add in more Primo because it's expensive. We don't expect him to gain any significant new muscle tissue on this cycle. So instead of increasing the Primobolan intake, which is way more expensive than Masteron, I'm adding the Masteron in to control his estradiol levels now that Nandrolone is in. And he has a tendency to aromatize a little bit more because you still have a little bit of that aromatizable baby fat on there.
Seal skin.
Seal skin, right?
Baby seal skin.
Right. So when he gets shredded, I'm going to put him on a cocktail of 5-amino-1-MQ and all that good stuff. And YK11.
All right.
I'm going to put him on some experiments. But people say YK11 is a myostatin inhibitor, but everybody that runs YK11 is tiny as fuck. So there's no need to run that because there's no myostatin present and there's no upper limit that this person has already reached. So when you're 130 kilos, I'm going to pay for everything. I'm going to put him on YK11 and, maybe some other compounds and see if these compounds can actually push him past 130 when he's completely maxed out. And it's the same during a caloric deficit when you get to that point where you're no longer really dropping body fat because you still have that stubborn body fat that you have since you were born. 5-amino-1-MQ, thin out his skin, get rid of that seal skin that you have, and then get the stretch going.
Yeah.
So I'll take care of all of that. Make sure that is...
You heard it here first. So did I.
I'm too old to run these experiments, and you're still fresh to the game.
That's it. I'm fresh. And you're thinking, Jesus Christ, I've been doing this only for a few years, so we've already taken very, very little risks in my bodybuilding career so far. So we're in a really good position now to actually trial some of these things. Yeah. And keep on top of everything.
I'm a good influence. I'm a great influence on this guy.
I'm a good lab rat.
Yeah. So, but we'll keep it moderate and update you guys to see if it actually works because, there's a lot of talk about particular compounds, but in most cases they don't really play out. And if they do play out, we've got the blood work to prove it.
Yeah.
All right. Fix the light. So I think that pretty much covers everything, right? Your blood work looks good.
Yeah.
For now. Let's see how long it stays good. And then we're going to, keep everything in place to keep you as healthy as possible. Same for me. So my cycle is already laid out, about 500 milligrams a week, and you're on about 1,000 milligrams per week.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. We're both going to recomp. We're both trying to get lean.
Stay strong as hell. But
at least try to motivate each other to keep
just look a little better. Get rid of a little bit of this baby fat and travel fat. But delayed travel fat, I'll call it that.
That's required for the gram, unfortunately.
Yeah, required for the gram.
That's the weird thing about
get in shape, but it sets up for the off season. The leaner you can start an off season at, the better. So the idea here is because we're way past the last competition. Mm-hmm. So the idea here is just kind of what's the word?
Resensitize everything?
No, set up a post-show rebound without having to do a show. So get as lean as possible, look really, really good, and then make the most of all the super compensation that comes with that.
Right. We'll stay on top of our health. As always, subscribe to
my channel, not his.
You already subscribed to my channel, so subscribe to his channel as well, guys. Please grow his channel as well. He'll have a lot of unique information that I don't talk about. It's well worth the extra subscription.
We're doing a lot more sort of personal updates on all the things I'm taking and how it's affecting me. And
I thought you had a lot of cam shows and stuff.
What now? We'll set that up, and and I'll also
that's what the
do
membership.
another.
That's what the membership gives, right? He has like a membership on YouTube, and you say, no?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay.
Just send me Bitcoin, I'll sign you up.
Yeah, so you go to the memberships part of his YouTube channel, and then all the good stuff is there.
Yeah, all the triple X.
And don't forget the tip, guys. Tips make the world go round. Anyway, so he'll have a lot of cool stuff in his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And then hopefully now we can make some more content again now that this shit is behind us, because, man, it was pretty rough for a week.
It was rough, but, a little forced deload, it might be a blessing in disguise. Let's hope so anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. And but yeah, like and subscribe to everything, guys. Keep in contact. Follow our stuff. There's giveaways and stuff coming soon as well over on my channel and social media stuff. So get some freebies while you're at it. And yeah.
Muscle Nomads out.
Vigorous crew, you know what to do.